Hi, my name is Roxanne Wilson. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today to talk a little about Ninja. Today we're going to be talking about your Ninja knives, specifically the NeverDull Premium knives. I'm going to let you know the difference between the Premium and the Essential because it makes a difference when you're shopping for it and difference in the sets. By the way, if you give me a subscribe or just watch and comment, that would help so much as I build my channel here on YouTube. All right, so let's dive in. So if you've ever heard of the Ninja NeverDull Premium knives, the technical term is really like Ninja Foodi NeverDull Premium knife set, something like that. There's a 12-piece and there's a 17-piece set. But before we go into what's inside of these, let me tell you what's in your NeverDulls in general. One of the things that your Ninja NeverDull knives have is they're guaranteed to never be dull for over 10 years. And whether you get your Essential or your Premium, they're both going to have the actual sharpener inside of the block. So that means that you don't have to send them off to get them sharpened. That means you don't have to go to the store and get them sharpened. You literally get to do the sharpening here. They're guaranteed to never be dull for over 10 years, which is also amazing. So what's the difference, you might ask, between your Essential and your Premium? Well, let's talk about this. When you get your Essential knives, which you probably find at a big box store, say you go to Target, you go to Wally World, even Kohl's will have the Essential, and it's very important you know the difference of the words so you know what you're getting. You're going to get something called a half Tang knife. For example, a half Tang. Since I don't have my Ninja half Tang here with me, or the Essentials, a half Tang knife is a knife where the actual metal part of the knife or the blade is forged or glued onto the actual handle. So you can tell these are actually two different pieces. Whereas a full Tang, it's one solid piece of the stainless steel all the way from the base to the tip. Now, naturally, I'm sure you can assume it's going to take more money, take more time, take more precision for you to have a full Tang knife. Also, they last longer than something like this. These are my knives of yesteryear. I'm embarrassed, but it's okay. I'm just telling you what I did. Okay, so that's a big difference. If you get the Essential knives at your big box store, you're going to get the NeverDull system. You're going to get your sharpener, but you need to understand you're going to get a half Tang knives, and you're also going to get knives that are stainless steel, not German stainless steel. Now, what's the difference? At the end of the day, when you're in the knife world, German stainless steel is considered to be something you really aim for. And that's what you're getting in the Premium set. The Premium set is what I have right here to show you. So with your Premium set, they're all German stainless steel and they will be full Tang. That's the big difference, but that could be the difference between $50 to $100 to $150 in the knife world in general. Now, one of the things people love about your Ninja Premium knives is that they are considered to be professional grade knives. And those of you who spend thousands and thousands of dollars on knives, wildly impressed with how good the Ninja NeverDull Premium knives are. So just know that if you're not wanting to spend $1,000 knives, but you want some good ones, they're going to last you 10 years, which is longer than most of your relationships. I mean, this might be a good way to go. So let's go into the difference between the two. I'm going to start right here with your 12-piece knife set. Your 12-piece knife set is going to have your Sentoku knife, which is one of my favorite knives, great for slicing and dicing. It's also known for having the divots because with the divots, as you probably know, it's going to help the food not get stuck on it, okay? One of the other things of our type of these knives is the weight. They're weighted, and so it makes it really easy for you to make cuts and slices and dices. You do not have to do much at all, which I love. Then you have your chef's knife. Now, the chef's knife here is going to be using for your proteins, for your vegetables. You're using it to chop even nuts if you want to, fruits and vegetables, all of those things. You could chop through a melon easily with this. It's shocking. I've done it. It's like cutting through butter. It's wild. The knives will come already sharpened, so you do not need to sharpen them when you get them. You're also going to get your utility knife right here and your paring knife. These are going to be for your smaller fruits and vegetables. And you'll notice even on these knives, there's a laser inscription right there, so you know exactly what the knife is. So that's kind of just a nice detail that I don't know if someone's trying to knock off the knives, but just know that your Ninja NeverDull Premium knives are going to have that laser inscription there as well too. Okay, in addition to that, you're going to get 6 of your steak knives. Your steak knives, now, before you ask, why is it not serrated? It doesn't need to be. These are so sharp, you don't need serration on these, friends. You're going to get 6 of these. These are also full Tang, and these also can be actually sharpened inside of the block. And then last but not least, you're going to get your kitchen shears. This is the only thing that they don't recommend putting inside of the block to sharpen. So I just want you to be aware of that, but it does come apart. So it's going to be easy for you to actually clean with them. So those are the knives you're going to be getting in your 12-piece set. Really, it gives you the basic essentials. Some of you are like, wait, what about my bread? I got you. Don't you worry. But if you're getting the 12-piece set, and this is one you can typically get on TikTok, or you can also get it on ninjakitchen.com. I'll have links below for both, so if you're looking for them, you can check them out there. But you'll see that the sharpener is right here on the side. I'll show you how we're going to sharpen them in a second, but before I do that, let's talk about the difference between the 12 and your 17. Your 17-piece set is going to have 4 extra of your steak knives. You'll get your kitchen shears as well. You're going to get your utility and your paring knife, but then it gets a little bit funny. Your chef's knife will come the same as well too. But your Sentoku knife is going to be longer. So your Santoku knife is going to be 7 inches instead of being 5 inches. I'll show you the difference in size here. It is, I mean, if size matters, it does make a difference right there. You get a 2 inch longer of your Santoku knife. I will tell you that I've cut melons with the larger Santoku knife, and I can do that easily. When I cut with this, probably a little bit short for my melons. So that's going to be one of the differences. Another difference between your knives is that now we're going to add some things. You're going to get a bread knife. For those of you who wanting a bread knife, it's the only knife that's going to be serrated in the collection. So you'll be able to cut the different types of breads you want easily with that. You're also going to get a slicing knife. So you have your slicing knife here as well too, which for some of you, that's, you know, with your meats and things, that's exactly what you're looking for. And then last but not least in the difference, you're going to get a boning knife. So for those of you who like your fish action, you want to debone or do whatever you do, I can't even say no because I don't eat fish, but you'll have your boning knife as well too. So those are going to be the big differences. The handles feel amazing. You might find different colors available at different times. The ones I'm showing you are actually gray, and they're considered gray and black because the actual base or the block is gray and the knives are black. Now let's do a little sharpening, shall we? You want to see some sharpening action, shall we? I'm actually going to sharpen these. So here's how you sharpen your knives. And I'm going to sharpen my Santoku knife. One of the things that's going to make this sharpener here different from Henkel's and some of the other brands that have sharpeners is that those sharpeners are basically have a V. When it has a V, I'm not going to be careful, but when you do a V through here, what happens is you're not getting an even balance to sharpen the knife evenly. With your ceramic sharpening wheel that's in the NeverDull system, it actually is consistent because it's kind of a groove. So this sharpening wheel that's in here, you'll see a white wheel, that is actually going to give a more precise, more consistent sharpening. And that's why they're able to guarantee that you're going to over 10 years of sharpness. I think 400,000 cuts is what it's guaranteed for. That's a lot. I can't even imagine. So I'm going to put my knife in the block right here till it's fully in. Hopefully you can see that here. This is the lever. You'll take the lever and you're just going to take it up and down. Then it was up and down. And as you do that, you're sharpening the knife. They recommend doing that 10 times. Make sure that your knife is actually dry and it's clean before you put it in here, please. Then you see this little button right here. You're going to press this button. Once you press this button, you'll take your knife out and it'll be nice and sharp. Do wash it after just to make sure there's no shavings from the knife sharpener. But that's all you do. It's easy peasy lemon cheesy to make that happen, which is just super convenient. Last thing I would tell you is this: whether you're someone who thinks that you are a connoisseur in the kitchen, or you're someone who just needs to cut some fruits and vegetables, when I switched my knife sets, I realized that I was going from basically like an easy bake oven to an actual oven. I was going from a Fisher-Price Play School type of kitchen to a real kitchen. I had no idea. If you're spending money on knives, say you're like getting them from like Amazon, or you're getting them just, you go to my sister was like, oh, I got my knives at Target, just random ass knives. What you need to realize is you don't have a sharpener. You're probably spending money to get more knives every time they get dull. It's a whole nother experience when you take this knife out, one of the NeverDull from Ninja, and use it. It's the weight, it's the precision, it's the preciseness. They're extremely sharp, and they do say that it's actually more dangerous to have a dull knife than a sharp knife in a kitchen. It makes sense if you think about it. For more information, if you want more, you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments. Thanks so much for being here with me. I hope I clarified some differences on your knives. And also remember, please subscribe. I'll be giving you more details of different things we have in the kitchen coming soon. We're talking all Ninja, maybe all the time. Take care.